Current demand is measured on each phase and on 3 phases for real, reactive power, and apparent power. Set points allow emulation of some common electrical utility demand measurement technique for statistic or control purposes. The relay can be set to calculate demand by any of 3 methods. Thermal exponential. This selection emulates the action of a mechanical thermal demand meter. In the mechanical meter, the heating and cooling of the coil does not happen instantaneously. To emulate this time lag, 8 series use these equations to calculate the thermal demand. K is 2.3 divided by thermal 90% response time, and default time is 15 minutes. Block interval. This selection calculates a linear average of the quantity over the programmed demand time interval starting daily at midnight 12 a.m. Rolling demand. This selection calculates a linear average of the quantity over the programmed demand time interval in the same way as block interval. The value is updated every minute and indicates the demand over the time interval just preceding the time of update. The current demand for each phase is calculated individually, and the demand for each phase is monitored by comparison with a single current demand pickup level. Thermal 90% response time set point is visible only when the measurement type is set to thermal exponential. And the time interval set point is visible only when the measurement type is set to block interval or rolling demand. The metered values of the demand can be viewed under the metering, current demand, and from here we can see the current demand, maximum demand, and the date and time of the demand. Pulsed outputs function can provide a pulsed output for full energy measurement. It can operate auxiliary relays after an adjustable energy increment for the quantity of positive and negative megawatt hours and positive or negative megawatt hours. Pulses occur at the end of each programmed energy increment. Keep in mind, 8 series relay is not a revenue class meter and cannot be used for billing purposes. 8 series relay provide 16 identical digital counters. A digital counter counts the number of state transitions from logic 0 to logic 1. The digital counters are numbered from 1 to 16. The counters are used to count operations such as pickup of element, the change of state of external contacts, like the breaker auxiliary switches, or the pulses from watt-hour meters. The status of the digital counter is not under the metering or the status, but it's under the records. So on the records, there's a digital counter. And we can check the status of the digital counter. So if I turn on the counter 1, I can use this to increase the counter. And I can use the counter 2 to reduce the counter. And I can use the counter 3 to preset the counter. And I can use counter 4 to reset the counter. and counter 5 can be set to the frozen, and counter 6 can be set to the count. And for these counters, this will be used to compare a preset values, and then this will be used to operate the output relay. Depends on this is higher than the preset values, equals to the preset values, or the lower preset values.